Hello, this is Jocelyn from the Harvard Community College Learning Center, and today we are doing a success lesson on organizational skills. So we are talking about a couple different categories of organization: notes and papers, organizing your time, and organizing your assignment due dates and progress on your assignments. And I want to emphasize that this presentation isn't to tell you exactly what you need to do, but it's just to present some options for organization, and you can take these ideas and run with them. And really, if you want to discuss some of these more in depth, you can always do that with a learning assistant from the Learning Center. We're happy to talk with you about these organizational methods and help you cater one that would work best for your needs. So let's talk first about organizing notes and papers, because what you don't want to have happen is just have a bunch of random loose leaf papers or files saved everywhere on your desktop. So you can have a couple different methods of organization, either electronic or with your papers. For organizing all your papers, you can have a 3-ring binder with different tabs and organize it by subjects, or like a Mead 3-star notebook that has space for folders and taking notes. You can also have different folders for each class. Those are some great paper organization methods. For organizing your papers and notes online, I really recommend OneNote. That's a Microsoft Office product that as HCC students you have access to. You can log into office.harvard.edu, sign in with your credentials, and this is a picture on the screen here of what OneNote looks like. It's basically like a 3-ring binder, but all the different tabs are electronic. And I've worked with students that really have loved this method as a way to keep all of their classes separate, but you can keep your syllabus in there, your different notes. Also, for organizing your files, you can always use a flash drive or a jump drive, but you can also use a cloud-based file organization system such as Google Drive or OneDrive, which again, with your Office 365 account as Harvard students, you have access to OneDrive. And then you can just create separate folders for your classes to keep your papers separate, your notes, to separate them by courses and really keep it organized so that it's easy to find in the future. There are lots of self-management systems that you can use to organize your time, such as a planner, a paper planner, or a calendar. You can use a next actions list to keep track of what is the most urgent thing to do next, and you can also have different folders for projects that you are working on. One thing I think is great for students to do for time management is to gather your syllabi, your different materials from your classes, your due dates, your syllabus, and assign a color to each class. Your math class could be red, your English class could be blue. And then you can create a calendar with the key assignments, papers, tests. Some students just like to print this out and put it on a wall. I have this little whiteboard calendar that I keep next to my desk, but really color coding it can be a great way to keep track of those things. So here's an example of a student that did different color coding for their classes and then just plugged all of those things in on a calendar. This is great to put up by your desk or somewhere where you can see it every day. You can also do this with an online calendar. But color coding it can really help keep the classes separate. Then you could turn that calendar into a schedule and again use the same colors if it's helpful. So for this certain week, the student listed out Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then each day they listed what homework they wanted to do or what assignments. And the beautiful thing about this time management system is things don't sneak up on you. You know when you have a quiz 5 days from now, so the time to start studying for that quiz isn't the night before, but spacing it out, doing a little bit each day. You can also do a weekly grid. So this is also a great visual, a way to see the different chunks of time. This weekly grid is broken up into 30-minute chunks of time, and you can color code it based on your times that you have to be in class or work, your red obligatory times. You can use yellow for the chunks of time that would be best for you to study, and then green you can have as your free time. And this is a great way to see visually when you're in class, when you're going to study, when you're going to take time for yourself. So I'll put a link in this video description to a weekly grid that you can download, and it gives instructions on how to do this activity for yourself. And I really encourage all students to fill this out to see if you are dedicating enough time to studying in your courses. For time management, you can also use a piece of paper to list what is due for each class by date. If you don't want to do the calendar, you can sort of make a chart. And remember, things that are due first are the things that you should work on first, that you should do first. So here is an example of a student that made more of like a chart of when the assignments were due on that very left-hand side, and kept track of their progress. So here are just some different options for keeping track of your assignments and monitoring where you are with things. For time management, remember to break large assignments into smaller pieces, and remember to also include time for reading. Oftentimes in online courses, the reading that you're doing in Blackboard will make up a big portion of your time, so make sure that you are allowing enough time for that. The last thing here I want to mention is that there are a lot of apps that are great for time management, homework tracking. Some students really like them because you have them with you all the time, and there are a ton of apps and you can find one that meets your needs. I listed a couple examples here. I really like Google Calendar and Outlook Calendar. There are other ones called Timetables, Summit. The picture here on the screen is of my homework student planner. So that's a clever way to keep track of all your class times and your assignments. Again, feel free to ask a learning assistant from the Learning Center maybe what apps they use or what study strategies they suggest, and we can work with you one-on-one. So, how will you stay organized this semester? I encourage you to commit to one thing, one new thing you want to try, and see how it works. Experiment with some of these different organization techniques. All right, thank you for watching.